Hello beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today's video is going to be my June reading wrap-up / July TBR. So, this is going to be a fun video. I've never done a reading wrap-up before, mostly because in the time I've been doing YouTube, I haven't really had the time to read enough books to make a reading wrap-up worth it. But this month I've just been on my grind, I guess, reading a lot. So I have read more books this month than I read in half of the entirety of last year. Because last year I think I ended up reading about 20 books. Okay, so not exactly half. A lot of books this month for my standards, considering how much I've read in the past. It's so good to read like this again. It's so nice. I missed it a lot. So I've got a lot of books to get through. So without further ado, I'm gonna hop right into it. Alrighty, these are in no particular order. They're just the order which I grabbed them off of my bookshelves. But first up on the list, we have the Inquisition. I can never remember if it's the Inquisition or the Inquisitor by Taran Matharu. This is the second book in the Summoner series. I started it a couple of years ago actually, but I got into a really massive reading slump. I didn't have time to read anyway. There were things that when I did have time to read, I would much rather have read. So I didn't pick it up for a while. I do have the full series, but now that I'm back into reading, I wanted to get some older books off of my TBR before I started reading my newer books. So this one was up on that list, and I really loved it. I remember loving the first book, even though I didn't remember too much of what happened. So I skimmed through it, I gave myself a quick refresher, and picked up this one. I'm gonna try to keep this video as spoiler-free as possible, so it's kind of like Pokemon. It gives me Pokemon vibes, like they collect demons. I like the magic system in it. I do think it reads a little bit more like a children's book than some of the other stuff that I read, but sometimes that's okay. Like, I didn't mind it. It was kind of refreshing to have a plain, simple read. So if you like that kind of thing, I do recommend this series. Also, the cover, gorgeous. Total rating for this series, for this book anyway, I would probably give this a 4.5. Really enjoyed it. Again, the writing was a bit simple at times than what I'm used to, but overall, I thought it was a really good read. So, 4.5 stars for this one. The next couple of books that I picked up this month were the Heartstopper graphic novels. I read all 4 of them, except for I don't have the third one physically, so I read it on a webcomic online, but I can't show you that, obviously, so we've got these 3. I did actually read these in a vlog, which I will have right up here. I believe it's on this side of me, but I could be completely wrong. It's going to be up here somewhere, so you should go check that out if you want to see my experience reading through these. Love them. 5 stars. Super duper cute. Adorable. It makes you feel so good and warm and cuddly reading them, and I adore them. 5 stars for all 4. 10 out of 10 do recommend. This next book that I picked up was a very surprising 5-star read for me. I did not go into it expecting to like it as much as I did, but I picked it up and I finished it in one day. It was incredible and it made me very, very happy. And that is going to be Icebreaker by A.L. Graziadei. This person. And this, first of all, cover, incredible, top tier, love it. This book was everything I didn't know I needed in a novel about romance. It had hockey, which is part of the reason why I went into it not expecting to like it as much as I did, because even though I do enjoy watching hockey, I don't know that much about it, and this is very much based off of hockey. I don't know that much about hockey because I live in Texas, and ice to us is the thing that we get from Sonic to chew on. So, yeah, do recommend if you need a quick, like, it was super quick to read too. I read it, like I said, in one day. Granted, I had the day off, so I had time to read it, but it's a quick read, super cute, makes you feel good, super realistic depictions of mental health issues as well, which I really appreciate. Love the diversity in it. Again, the cover, top tier. This is a 5-star read for me that I was not expecting. It just kind of came out of left field, but definitely pick this one up if you need a cute, quick little read. My next book that I read was Kiss and Tell by Adeeb Koram. I've finally learned how to pronounce his name. Hopefully I did it justice this time. This book was, I want to preface by saying I really enjoyed it. However, Darius the Great is Not Okay, which is the author's other novel duology, but specifically the first one I love more. Love the second one as well, but specifically the first one, is one of my all-time favorite books. So going into this, I had very high expectations, and that probably made my reading of it a little bit disappointing, just because Darius is like one of my all-time favorite books. So don't do that. Don't go into books with expectations. But once I was able to get out of that headspace and kind of separate myself from those expectations, I did actually end up really enjoying this. There were aspects of it that I found a little bit questionable, but overall, it was a fun read. It was cute. It was lighthearted for the most part. Again, really realistic depictions of mental health issues, lots of character diversity. I love their interactions. Super realistic feel to the interactions. And probably one of my favorite features of this book is the text conversations with realistic texting. The spelling errors, the abbreviation, all of it. I love when books put realistic texting in. It makes me so happy, and I don't know why, but this book gave me all that I wanted. Also, again, another top tier cover. I gotta say, as much as I love Darius, I probably like this cover more. It's super cute. And this one, which I read in the same day as I read Icebreaker, the last book, also has hockey in it, because they're a Canadian boy band, and the main character played hockey, so it talked a lot about hockey. And I just thought that was funny, because I didn't even expect this one to be about hockey, and I read it as the same day as the other one that was about hockey. So it was just kind of was like, why am I reading so many books about hockey right now? I don't know. But overall, I would give this one probably a 4.3 overall. When I first read it, my rating was a little lower, but now that I've had time to kind of stew over it, I would give it a 4.3. I really enjoyed it. I do recommend this book. I definitely recommend this author and his other books. Check it out. Love. The next two books that I've got going on are the second and third books in the Truly Devious Trilogy, which is a series of mystery books. It's basically set in like a school for gifted kids. Gifted kids, they're just like, I guess gifted kids is a good way to put it. Kids with lots of special talents. So like the main character goes to the school for her investigative talent. She wants to be a detective. She's been studying an ancient kidnapping case about this school, and that's why she's invited to come. That's her like talent, whatever. And there's kidnappings, and so the series follows her trying to solve the old case as well as the new ones, or the new murders, not kidnappings, I suppose. And that's basically what it was about. I did really enjoy them. I have not read that many mystery novels, but when I do, I always really like them, so I don't know why I don't read more mystery novels. But if you're looking to get into mystery, I do recommend this series. These are just the last two books, there's 3 of them, but it's the Truly Devious series by Maureen Johnson. I do really enjoy them. Overall, I'd probably give this one was probably gonna be a 5-star for me, just because it was super engaging. This one, the resolution, this is the last one, this is the second one. The resolution on this one felt a little rushed, so I would probably bump this one down to 4 stars, but like an even 4 stars, not a 4 point, just 4 stars. but still really good. Do recommend this series. It's super fun, super easy to read too. So if you need something quick, do recommend. Covers, love. Not really factoring into the rating, but I love a good cover. So that is that. The final book that I read this month, which is actually the first book that I read this month, is going to be Finale, which is the last book in the Caraval series. The Caraval series is another series which I have slowly been chipping away at for the past couple of years. And it's really good. I've had this on my shelf for a while and I finally finished it. And the ending was everything I didn't know I wanted, but exactly what I wanted. This was probably my favorite book in the Caraval series, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure if I would give it a 5 stars, just because if I want to be a little bit discrepant with my ratings, I didn't enjoy this one as much as I enjoyed Icebreaker, but it's still really good, so I'll give it a 4.8. I don't really have any complaints with it. It can be kind of confusing if you don't keep up with details well. Overall, I do really enjoy it, and I do recommend this series. It's a really cute fantasy series. I don't know about cute, but I call everything cute, so it's a good fantasy series. Yeah, the magic system in it is super unique, which I really love. I love the love interests. Do recommend. I don't have too much to say about this series because I don't want to spoil anything, but 4.8. Now, this book I do want to include, but I haven't finished it yet, so I don't have a star rating or a summary or anything, but I will be finishing it before the end of the month, so it only feels appropriate to include it in my wrap-up, because I'm honestly probably going to finish it later today. But that is The Atlas 6 by Olivie Blake, and so far, I really love it. I'm only like 2 chapters in, but it follows the Library of Alexandria, and I can already tell that the magic system in it is really unique, and so I'm gonna love it a lot because I love unique magic systems. And yeah, I have the dust cover off because I don't read with dust jackets, but if you want to see my star rating for this, you should go follow my Instagram, which I will link down in the description, because I will be posting probably when I finish this. Yeah. So if you want to see my thoughts on books that I read, you should definitely follow my Instagram to get all of the nitty-gritty details. Now, let's hop in, with all of that said, to my July TBR. Now, I don't have the books because I just don't want to get that many books off of my shelf, but my main focus for July, I am going to be reading the Mortal Instruments series. So City of Bones, all of those. I don't even remember all the names because there's a lot of them, but that's probably gonna take up most of my July reading because there's a lot of books and they're kind of long, and if I like them, I'll probably end up reading Cassandra Clare's other novels. Like I have Lady Midnight, and then the Clockwork series, and then Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron. I think that's the right order for those, but that's a lot of books, so that's most of my July TBR. But in the offhand event that I do finish that, I will also be starting Call Down the Hawk, which is the first book in the Dreamer Trilogy by Maggie Stiefvater, who wrote the Raven Cycle series, which I finished fairly recently-ish, and it actually is what brought me out of my reading slump. I love it dearly, and I cannot rant and rave about the Raven Cycle series enough. I love the characters, I love the found family trope. It makes me so happy. So the fact that we have more content now from the same universe makes me very happy, and I cannot wait to read Call Down the Hawk. So hopefully I'll get to that next month. Assuming I finish that, I will probably just end up finishing the Dreamer Trilogy, and that'll probably take up most of my month. So I'm gonna be honest, that's my whole TBR, is just the Mortal Instruments series, the Dreamer Trilogy. That's a lot of books. That's like at least 10 books. So we'll see if I actually do all of that. Stay tuned to find out. And that is actually going to be bringing us to the end of this video. So I do hope you've enjoyed hearing my thoughts about books that I read. and hearing what books that I want to read, maybe got some ideas for your own TBRs. I thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. Please subscribe for more content just like this if you enjoyed it, and comment down below because it makes me smile. Like the video because it's easy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!